Hey, everybody, how's it going? I just snapped. I did it again. Hey, welcome to Between the Laughs with myself and Gabe Lopez. I'm Carlos Mencia. And, we're getting our sea legs here. This is like our 10th or 12th or something.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah, it's been a minute, bro.
They fly.
I know, right? They go right by. And we've done, like, missed weeks and then done a few in a week. But it's, I was feeling weird today. I didn't realize last night I got real tipsy off of 3 drinks, but I just hadn't eaten, and then I woke up today I literally overslept.
That's good.
Have you ever, no, because when I oversleep, it's almost like I'm sleepy for a long period of time.
You wake up tired?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll wake up at 7, like 7 hours of sleep, and I'm just like, ooh, my body's good, I'm ready. Then sometimes I'm like, let me go back to sleep. And I'll sleep for another, 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually that tired. Does that happen to you?
You should have gotten up at 7.
Yeah, that's never happened to you?
Oh, yeah,
where you kind of
it
oversleep
happens to me all the time. Like, and especially like in our world, since our work is at night.
Right.
And what do we have to do before? Like today, we're doing a podcast before. So how much rest do I need to get? Because this is going to be a long night.
Right. Right. We work backwards. Yeah, I actually had it's a buddy of mine's birthday, and I was supposed to call in at a radio station, and I totally forgot. I thought it was tomorrow, so then I woke up to that. So I'm like a little sad, a little overtired, and then I look and I'm like, and I was supposed to get up and say something to my friend. I'm like, what a shit day, but no, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's not a shit day.
Right.
Getting a little more sleep is not a shit day.
Yeah. So, dude, all right, I was thinking about this because my son is going through some stuff, and it's really, really, really hard for me dealing with my son and what he's going through, because he's going through some mental issues, some mental health issues. And it's really hard. You and I were kind of talking about this on the way in. What's hard for me is I understand that my generation was extreme, right?
Yes.
I get it, right? My dad was walk it off.
Yeah. I agree. Rub some dirt on it. You know what I mean? Go to the curandero next door, or you're empachado, or whatever those things were. And being sad was a part of life. Being bored. So we made up stuff. We played marbles, for Christ's sakes. I mean, we literally were outside in the dirt. Which was great, by the way.
Did you play marbles when you were a kid?
Oh, my God, yes.
So, did you ever make a top? Because I actually had to make one out of wood. Because when we were in Honduras, you couldn't buy one. So we actually had to go cut a branch, and we didn't have like the spinner, the whole thing. So, you had to just whittle it down.
I never did that.
So what you do is you find a nice piece of branch that's just nice and round and perfect. You cut one end, you cut the other. You put the nail right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
You let it dry out a little bit so it tightens up, and then you just whittle it down, and eventually it's like a sculpture.
Huh.
And then you clip the nail, and then you kind of and we would play for money. So what we would do is you make a circle, and then in the middle of the circle is a line, and you put what would we play for? 10 cents. You put your dime, but in Honduras, 10 cents are big and they're not little. So it's about kind of a size of a quarter. And everybody that plays puts them in there. And you literally spin the top and yank it and pull the money out. Like, we got that good, bro. Yeah, we got that good that I would literally, like, maybe 2 to 4 out of 10 times I would actually hit it and it would fly away. Yeah. So I was really good at that.
Wow.
Then we played this game where it's like a race to you put all your quarters on the edge, and then about 10, 15 feet away, you put a line, and you spin the top, and while it's spinning, you go like this so that it hits the coin, and you just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and when it's about to die down, it's spinning like this. You try to hit it so that it hits the coin, and then just
So it shoots it.
yeah. And that's, I mean, those are the games, that we played. Anyway, so I'm dealing with, my son, and I'm dealing with, I want to be supportive, but I also want to be like, dude, this is life. You can't freak out.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. I've seen a panic attack. Like my niece had a panic attack one time. And when you hear, have you ever seen somebody go through a panic attack?
No.
I'll tell you this, bro. What you would think a panic attack, right, in your head, you're like, no, you get over it, think about it. When you see it, you realize, dude, they literally think they're dying. Like their subconscious mind is literally fight or flight. They're literally in a state of, I'm gonna die. Yeah. It's when you see that, you go, oh shit, that's real. I can't just rub them in the ear and go, mijo, you're gonna be fine, But I also don't want to go too easy to, whatever medication, let's put it on, let's do that, This is, so I'm going through this, I'm dealing with this, and then I read this article about the teachers, and these are 5 things that teachers are saying to parents, and we kind of talked about this the other day when we did that podcast about parents not teaching their kids how to respect authority, and then we brought up teachers and stuff.
I remember.
But this is not that. This is teachers actually saying to parents, like, look, this is what's going on with you and your fucking kids. And this is a subject that I really love, because I think that teachers have no power, right?
Correct.
They have no power, right? Like a teacher can literally say to a kid, how was your day? And a kid could literally look at that teacher and say, none of your business, you fucking cunt.
Unfortunately.
And the teacher cannot respond in kind.
Yes.
Right? Like a teacher can't be like, you're a little cunt. Because then that teacher gets fired.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to say the teacher did it. Can't put your hands on a kid. That's assault. I know a teacher who smacked, told the kid to take off his hat. He had like a baseball cap.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take it off. She flicked it, right? Flicked the bill of it, went off his head. They reprimanded her for assault. For assaulting a child. Assaulting a child. Now, when I went to school here, it was kind of the end of but they still had a paddle. Did they have a paddle when you were going to school? No. So they still had a paddle at my school. It had the holes in it.
Yeah.
It was like it was like a paddle to smack kids in the ass.
Yeah, they sell them in sex shops now.
Do they really?
Yeah, so shit like that with the holes in them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. So yeah, that one. But when I really discovered discipline was when I went to Catholic school.
Oh yeah.
Bro, first thing we would do is get there, and in the beginning, you would all put your hands out like this. And they would check to make sure your nails were clean and that they were short. And dude, if your nails had dirt in it, they would get a ruler and not the flat part, the side part of the ruler, just whap and just hit you, bro. So, where they hit you, it was just discipline alley. But when I came to be, I respected teachers in high school. I remember one of my teachers smacked me on the side of the head. It was funny. It wasn't like, it's because we were playing a game and it was who answers it first. And the guy on my team, he didn't know the answer, so I kind of whispered it to him. And then the teacher saw it. He smacked me on the side of the head. Anyway, I never told my mom or anything like that. But today, all that stuff would be a fireable offense. Oh. And my thing about this is, and I think you've heard me say this on stage, like teachers today are literally willing to take a bullet for you.
Absolutely.
Like literally, they've done it. Like,
not only have they done it, it's expected of them. If you're a parent, that's your expectation of the teacher.
Right.
So that's the parent of the little fucks that are talking back to the teacher.
Right. So, yeah.
So the teachers have no power whatsoever. Kids do whatever they want. Parents are not supportive of the teachers. But when a shooting goes down, you better make sure to take care of my child.
Yeah.
You better make sure that you don't run out and leave those kids behind. Those now all of a sudden, it's your responsibility.
Correct.
Right. So these are these are the 5 things that they're saying, and this is from teachers to parents. Quote, you are your child's biggest problem. You will not and cannot be there to save them from the real world. You cannot pick up a phone and scream at their employer because your child showed up late and doesn't have the skills necessary for the job. You will be supporting your child the rest of your life. You need to be able to read effectively to have a job. You will be supporting your child the rest of your life because they do not know how to problem solve or critical think for themselves. You will be supporting your child the rest of your life because your child never learned how to work with others because it was always someone else's fault. You will be supporting your child the rest of your life, and it will be your fault. That one right there, bro. That's exactly what it is. Like, parents don't let their kids fail. They don't let their kids, go. And I do this joke. I don't know if you've heard it, where I say, if you have 4 kids or more, and you go to a parent-teacher conference meeting, and your teacher tells you your kid is messing up, kid is fucking around, kid is acting stupid, like you and I used to be.
Yeah.
What?
I just seen where you're going with this.
But we used to be that.
Yeah.
But when they told our parents immediately looked at us like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you when we get home. Your ass is grass. The teachers, looking at saying thank you to the teacher. Like, oh, thank you for this information. Oh, thank you, Miss Hester. And he talks. He's talking when he should be, well, yeah, because he finishes his work, but then he goes around and, oh, so after he finishes, that's good to know. And I'm just hearing this going, oh, man, I'm getting straight A's.
Yeah.
But that didn't matter. That's your.
Oh, he talks in class? Oh, okay.
Right. Yes. And so the joke that I do is when you have 1 or 2 kids and a teacher tells you the same thing, you blame the teacher, the system, the district, the school, everything except for your kid. And so how do you see it? With you have friends that have parents. I mean, you don't have kids, but you have friends that are parents.
Yeah.
How do you see this pattern? Because I see it.
I talk
especially in kids. Sorry.
I talk to friends that have kids, and I'll ask, like, hey, is it different now being a parent from the discipline now from when we were kids?
Right.
And they're like, absolutely. Our parents would beat us. If we fucked up, there were consequences. And now he's like, Gabe, I can't hit my kid if I wanted to. And I'm telling you right now, I want to hit my kid. But I can't because they teach in class, like, hey, if anybody puts any hands on you, you can call this. Tell someone you trust. A police officer, a teacher.
Sure.
So now they're going to get a half-assed story of my dad beat me, not
Right.
because he took a paint can from the garage and painted the inside of my fucking car.
Right. That happened?
Yes.
What?
Opened up a car, found a way, saw dad open up a can of paint with a flathead screwdriver to get the lid off.
Right.
And just carried can of paint. It was some like lime green that they painted their bathroom with.
And he painted the inside of the car?
With a roller. Just dips it in the roller and just starts painting the inside of the car.
How old was the kid?
The kid was like 10.
10? Dude, that's crazy. And look, it's not that I don't believe in discipline or spanking. That's not it. I just know that today there are better ways, because the word that you used that I'm like, you know what, that's a perfect word. It wasn't about ass whoopings.
Never.
It was about the consequences. There will be consequences for things that we do.
And that's what we learned. We learned that, we knew we fucked up.
Right.
We all, if we're friends and we're all fucked up and we're all looking at each other with those eyes like,
right.
Fuck.
Yes.
So we're going to get our ass beat for this.
Yes.
And that's all that needs to happen. I think every kid needs to be beat once, just so they know for their entire life, that is on the table.
I get it. I just think that there are so many ways today that hurt more.
But obviously now, take away their phone, take away their video games. You know, it's different. We want it to be outside. These little fucks don't want to be outside. And that's just the way, you know, evolution changed for the couple of generations.
Well, it's evolved, right? Because like
we liked riding our bikes. Now they just sit on a thing that looks like a bike that has a fucking motor, and it takes them 30 miles an hour.
Oh yeah. Now they don't even have to pedal.
They don't have to pedal anymore.
Yeah, and if you give them a card, right, at a certain age, just in case this is an emergency card, they'll use it to buy one of those scooter thingies, and all of a sudden they're in a scooter with no helmet because they weren't planning on it.
Yeah.
Going 30 miles an hour on the street or whatever the speed is, but there's no consequences, right? Today, like whatever these kids get away with, and parents are like, "What am I supposed to do?" Like, parent, take all the shit out of their room.
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand why parents are
intimidated by their kids is the way
That's
I put it.
Yes, that's a perfect way to put it. They're intimidated by their kids.
I'm like, fuck you. I'm your fucking parent. My dad wouldn't let me even raise my voice a little bit if I was trying to make a point.
Right.
Don't raise your voice. I'm your father.
Right.
I understand there was a consequence there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Listen, I remember. I'm recalling one time we got on the bus to go to the movies, and I remember on the way back, it started getting dark. And we all kind of...
The panic sets in. Now, as the sun goes down, the panic
rises.
Bro,
and we're just sitting there like a movie, right? And at first, you know, we're like, no, guys, we're gonna make it. We didn't make it.
This
and
fucking
you don't
bus driver hit the fucking gas.
Dude, you don't realize how quickly the sun sets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, when it's up there, it just doesn't feel like it's moving. But once that little shit hits the horizon, broskies. And now and you could see it, bro. And we're feeling really bad for Martin, right? Because his dad is the Mexican dad. His dad can't even really speak English, bro. So ese es el que va a dar sus chingazos, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one. For me, it was going to be my mom. So it was like, your mom's going to hit you. For the other guys, it's mom. And we're just sitting in the bus, bro. Sitting in the bus. And you could just see the nervous energy building, dude. And all of a sudden, we're fidgeting. And nails start getting bit, bro. And we're looking at each other. And then we're like, bro, dude, Martin, bro, your dad. And now we're like feeling bad. And it's going down. But it was because there was a follow-through on a consequence. You know, if my dad said, you can't go outside, I couldn't go outside.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah. And I knew that if I disobeyed that, there was going to be a consequence. You know, for me, it was. I mean, they didn't have to discipline me that much. I was a pretty good kid, but my dad would hit me. When he did hit me a couple of times, he hit me with a rope. So it was like a little rope, and he'd be like with a little lefty hand.
Yeah.
One time I was supposed to be inside, and I went outside to play marbles. I was literally, like, not even outside. I was, like, literally on the porch.
Yeah.
But it was like, what did I say? Dad, I'm not really outside. I'm on the porch. Is there a door right there? What do you call when you go past the door? What is that past the door? Inside. Oh, so if that's inside, what is this? All of a sudden, he's a philosopher, bro. Outside. Oh, it's outside. And then I knew something bad was going to happen. But these kids today are not allowed to fail, are not allowed to deal with shit, are not allowed to make mistakes. You know, go and do it. Like the other day, I said to Lucas, you know, go change. I bought our seat for the toilet broke. So I was like, take this and replace it from upstairs. What? I don't know what to... Dude, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Let your robotic brain figure this out.
Figure this out, bro. Well, and that's when I went, you know, this is what's wrong with your fucking generation. If this was a video game or some shit like that, you would have already gone on YouTube. You have already seen, you've already talked to your friends about it. You guys were already planning a strategy. You guys were already figured out what's the best way to do this, what's the best controller to do this. All that shit because you care. But a fucking toilet seat that literally has 2 screws. 2 screws. And when you go upstairs, you look at it, and if you don't find the screws, there's probably going to be 2 little covers. But why am I telling you this? Go do it.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
But Dad, my face is gonna be so close to the toilet, and that's so gross.
Yeah.
Are there little mini dolphins splashing water in your fucking face while you're doing this? Fucking do it.
Yeah. And like even today, you know, back in my day when you bought Comet, it was just a can, and you took out the top and it had holes in it.
And there was powder.
And there's powder inside. And in order to get the powder on the side, right, first you'd have to flush it so that there's water on the side so that it sticks. Because the first time, like a pendejo, right, I just tried it and then it just slid to the bottom. So now I'm like, okay. So you had the brush with the little loop on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go side.
Okay.
Let it go in there for a while, and then you get the rings out, and and you're done. I wasn't even asking him to do that. So then when he kind of gave me a little shit, I'm like, you know what? Now you got to clean the fucking toilet. I don't know where things are. Call Marcy. Marcy's the lady that, you know, comes and cleans the house. So he's good. Well, Marcy's got, nope. Now clean it first so that you don't bitch and complain about the smell when you're actually changing the seat. And you know what? He went upstairs. He, I think, saw what it was. He was like, oh, man, Dad, it's easy. Took out the 2 screws, put the 2 screws in. And then, of course, by the end of the day, I'm like, Lucas, I am going to take every component that is electronic out of your fucking room if within 1 minute from right now that I'm going to go pee and I'm going to come out, if that toilet seat is not in the goddamn fucking garbage when I get out, I'm taking your computer out of your room and putting it in mine, and you can't. Oh, well, okay, Dad. I go and I come out. Yeah, but this half-ass, dude, no sense of pride and accomplishment.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember when my dad would ask me to do something that was kind of hard. I like it was a challenge for me to have my dad look at you know, a stool that had a broken leg that I replaced and look at it and shake it and look at me.
And it's flat and it's perfect.
And to look at me and go, "Ay, good job, mijo." Like, dude, I was like, fuck yeah, man. My dad's like proud of me. I'm like, Lucas, don't you get a sense of pride by cleaning your room or?
No, Dad. No.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with this level.
Bro, I go into my office the other day, and my 2 nephews and Lucas. So I have a table like this kind of, but it's bigger. One computer on that side, one computer on this side, and over there in the back is a couch. So 2 dudes are on a couch, one of them is on my seat, and they're all playing a video game together on their phones. So I go in, and you know, they're doing this, and they're like, yeah, bro, no, you go to the left. No, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? They're playing video games together, but not talking, and I'm like, okay, this is what you guys do. That's fine. But could you guys, who the fuck spilled this? Thank God it's not carpet. Yeah. Oh, we'll get it later, Dad. No, you will not get it later. This is wood, dude. Do you know what happens when you put liquid on wood? Oh, Dad, it's not going to be fine. I swear to God. 3, 2, and I disconnected the router.
Yeah, I was hoping that's what you did.
Yeah, I disconnected the router. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Clean my shit. Have some pride, guys. You know what I mean? You go to their room, and it's just disgusting. There's no... I mean, I don't know. Did you have a clean room? I had a clean room when I was a kid.
Somewhat.
Right. I had the piles, but the piles were like, I had 3 piles of clothes.
Yes.
On the floor.
Yeah, that was my mess, was clothes.
Okay, so mine, because the hamper was, our hamper was like a communal hamper.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put my clothes with everybody else's.
Yeah.
because that's how you lose socks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I had 3 piles of clothes. One pile, definitely gonna wash. The other pile, nope. I'm gonna wear that shirt again because I just put it on in the morning, and then my dad made me change to go to church.
It's recyclable.
Yeah.
Before this next wash.
And then the medium one was I gotta leave it there for a day, smell it, and then figure out what
Is
right?
it?
Is it again or is it a not again?
Yeah.
And so but there were consequences, and I try to teach my kid consequences. I try to teach them there's gonna be pain coming your way, but there's no sense of like, look at me, dude. When I got my report cards and straight A's, I was like, look at that, Mom. Check that out. Dad, there was a sense of pride. There was a sense of pride when I cut the grass, bro. And we cut the grass with a push mower.
Oh yeah, same. Oh, and my dad wanted lines. The light line, the dark line, white line, light line, dark line. That's I had to have lines if I mowed the lawn.
Really? So you had to do it one way this way
And then
the
the
back.
other way, and then this way, and then that way. So
Yeah.
I had to have stripes.
Me too. And it's hard because you have to go back and then go forward and go back and go forward because that's the only way to get them to
rhythm,
spin.
yeah.
You can't just go. It's not like you just got to keep and do those lines. Yeah. But didn't you have a sense? Did you have a sense of pride?
Of course I did. I didn't tell my dad that because I didn't want to.
Really?
And then my dad would get mad at me because I would run over the sprinklers on purpose. Mm-hmm. Thinking my dad's like, Jesus, he keeps breaking sprinklers. Fuck it, I'm going to take care of it from now on. Great, Dad. Never did that.
Oh,
just try to.
You were trying to set him up?
I was trying to set him up. Like, Dad, I keep running over these sprinklers. Maybe you should take over. It's a little too much for me. It's a little too much.
Yeah. And he was like, no. I just replaced the sprinkler. Did you ever break them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, God, yes.
And he just replaced them.
Yeah, he just replaced them. I didn't know he had a case of them in the garage. Don't you worry. We're done.
Oh, bro. I made Lucas paint the side of the house because there was just a little, the little flaking. So I go get the spatula, get everything that you can. This is primer. You paint the primer, and then after the primer, you paint this, and then it'll match the paint because this is the exact same paint. Oh, Dad, I'm supposed to meet my friends. Oh, so you're going somewhere? I'll take you there. Well, no, we're going to meet on Twitch because we're going to play. You know what, dude? No. You're going to do this. Like, bro, like every bone in his body got broken. Just,
Life is so unfair.
And I immediately look at, just give me your phone then. Just give me your phone right now. Dude, 5 minutes later, bro. And little by little, he's begun to, I come home the other day and he goes, Dad, this thing over here was messed up and I fixed it. Did I do it right? And I'm just like, not trying to, I don't want to go overboard on this. I don't want to be like, fuck yeah, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, who's a good dad? Who's a good dad? I don't want to go that far because this isn't the end. This is the beginning of him taking pride in stuff. But I'm making him do things that, necessarily he doesn't have to do. You know what I mean? Like we have a big house. So there's somebody that comes and helps clean, do the deep cleaning stuff. But, I'm telling him, hey, like, go do the dishes and go clean the top and, just things. Go in the backyard and fix this. Go take care of that.
Just chores. Just
regular chores.
Every kid should be raised with them.
Yeah, but he gives me shit sometimes because, he tried to. Because he tried to pull the, none of my friends. Jack's dad never. I'm like, really? This is what you're coming at me with?
Jack's dad's an alcoholic. Shut up.
Yeah. This is where you want to come at me? Like, you think I give a fuck? You think I give two shits about what anybody else does with their kids?
Yeah.
I truly believe that everybody else is doing a horrible job. I'm probably doing a horrible job too, just trying to find the balance here between it. But I know that I'm feeling good about what I do.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good that I'm giving them anyway. That was only one.
A lot of credit goes into just trying Like you, it's like, you know, I don't know what Jack's dad is doing, but I know I'm trying to be a good dad, and you don't understand that yet, but you're gonna.
Well, and you know what? You made me have a thought right now, which is so here's what happened. My generation got our asses beat and got punished, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and it hurt. So we went, hey, I'm going to raise my kid different. I don't want my kid to feel the pain that I felt, not understanding that pain created a moment in time that changed us, a reflective moment that made us go, I want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. It was worth it. It wasn't worth it. You know, dealing with, I'm hanging out with Maria and she might give me some and I'm 16. But I also know that if I show up late, doesn't matter, I'm going to get my ass beat. Is it worth it? Right? Like I knew that my dad was going to, you know, I knew it. But no, you know what? I'm going to take my shot. Maybe she's going to give me some, you know, maybe she's going to hook me up. I don't know that these kids have that. You know, they don't have that bone. And yet, they have anxiety about fucking everything. See, I don't even understand how those go together. How can you not give a shit about anything and then you're anxious about everything? Not giving a shit is the opposite of anxious.
Because they fear consequences that they've never suffered.
They're freaking out about...
Because they've never suffered a consequence.
So they're so scared of the consequence that they've never actually suffered.
And then that's why they get in their own heads. Like, I think these little fucking kids, these, 15-year-olds that are on these bikes that have pedals, but they don't pedal because they're rechargeable. And if there's 4 of them, they're in the lane. They're in front of me while I'm at a light.
Right.
And they don't understand what kind of danger these little fucktards are in.
Well, 4 of them, I mean, it kind of creates like a bigger visual lump, if you will.
Yeah.
But they're still on the street. Were they wearing helmets?
50-50. And with my luck, who's going to fuck up? Who's going to accidentally turn and just flip over?
Right. Yeah.
And then who gets blamed? The person driving. Not the little fucktard that shouldn't have been on the street in the first place. Because there's a bike lane, get on the fucking bike lane.
And you know what? One of the things here will address what you're talking about, which was the second thing they said was your job is to be a parent, not a friend.
Absolutely.
Right? But I can't take away his games until his homework is done. He'll be mad at me. That was an actual quote from a parent whose child refused to complete any work. A parent literally said, he'll be mad at me.
And you can't be afraid of that as a parent. And I know it's even harder. Let's throw the hardest thing in the world. A single parent.
Yeah.
And you don't want your kid to be mad at you.
Right.
Because that just creates more tension. It makes life more difficult. I totally, completely understand it. I witnessed it with girls I've known over the years. And so, like, it just creates a bigger headache for them. I understand that. But you still got to remember, you're their parent, not their fucking friend. My job is to keep you alive.
Well, the simplest job, right? The first thing you realize when you have a kid is what you just said. You're holding this little tiny thing, and it is so fragile that if you don't feed it, or you leave it in the cold, or you leave it in the heat, or whatever little thing, this thing will die, right? At that moment, you literally, or at least for me, it was, this kid is reliant on me for everything.
Yes.
My job is to have the opposite feeling of what I have as I'm holding my kid.
Yeah.
Right? And what I mean by that is, my job is to one day look at my kid and go, I can die. And I know you're going to be okay. You don't need me anymore.
Yeah.
Now we can kind of be friends. Now we can be a little more interactive on a not completely father to son. I'm teaching you all the time.
Yeah.
most of the lessons I gave you are there now. Now we can talk about grilling. Now we can talk about football. Now we can talk about soccer. We can talk about Real Madrid. We can talk about, now we can do this. That happened with Lucas, right? That happened with Lucas. I was really scared. He was just underperforming in school,
Yeah.
When he gets a B, he underperformed, right? It's just the way it is. He's a smart kid. So when he gets anything other than an A, I know that there's something going on. He's not really there, or he doesn't care that much, or something's going on. And up until he discovered robotics, I was like, man, how do I inspire this kid?
Yeah.
How do I get him to care about something? And then he discovered robotics, and then he got on the crappiest team, and then everybody on his team quit, and then he was the only one, and he went to a tournament, and he lost 7 out of the 9 battles that he was in.
Got it.
Then he came back home, said, Dad, I know what to do. Adjusted it, fixed it, did this, changed that, fixed it. Went back 2 weeks later to a different tournament and went all the way to second place, right? He lost in a semifinal.
Uh-huh.
So when I saw that, bro, I was like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. I walked to the church, bro, because the church is around the corner from my house. I walked to the church. I lit the fucking candle, bro. I Jesused out so hardcore, bro. I got on the knees. I just, thank you. He finally had, now I know that he has it in him. I saw it. He has the fire. He just needed the wood. He needed something to care about. So that part, I'm good. But, you've seen it. You've seen my interactions with him. There are times when he's hanging out and he kind of tries to be one of the guys.
Yeah.
But because he's not one of the guys, or, you can't talk to people like that, bro.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't go that route. You know what I mean? This is because, and I tell him all the time, I'm not your friend. I've told him straight to his face, hey, I'm not your friend, bro. That's not my job.
Yeah.
My job is not to be your friend. So you want friends? Go. I'm your dad. All right? Period in the story.
Your one and only.
And until you can provide for yourself completely, you still gotta do shit that I say. You can't take advantage. You can't be like, Dad, pay for my school. And then when I tell you to, hey, go gas up the car. No, I don't feel like it. Go fuck yourself. Go gas up the goddamn car. The fuck is your problem? You thought that was like a suggestion? Dude, that's still my money. Like, and I want them to know that, look, this is extra. Because a lot of parents that I talk to, they're like, well, you got to put them through college. No. Our job is to get them to 18, right?
That's it.
That's our job. Now, if you want to take on that responsibility as a parent, as I did, put money aside, put it in a college fund, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, go for it. That's great. I did that. But I want him to know, this is extra, little bitch. Seriously. But because it is, you could many kids take out student loans. It's one of Gen X's or whatever biggest, I owe so much money. Yeah, well, that could be you, bro. That could have been you. It's not because of me. So, no, you're still my kid, and you're always going to be in some version my kid. And so I don't let them, talk to me like we're friends. We talked about this the other day where the parents let them smack them around and, prank them when they're taking a dump and all that crap. I don't know how parents do that. I don't even want to be my kid. Dude, I would hate to be his friend. He's 18. He doesn't know shit. What would we talk about?
It's like he's dangerous right now is what he is. At 18, I know a few things, but I think I know everything.
Ooh, yeah, so cocky. And all of his friends, so cocky, on the same level. You know what I mean? And they think they're smarter than their parents. They don't understand the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, they have knowledge. They have no wisdom. They don't know how to implement it. They don't know how to change it. They don't know how to drive it. It's, yeah, that's a big one, bro. But I've never, and that's the one thing about my mom and dad that I respect. They never gave a shit if we cared about our feelings. They didn't give a shit. Respect me. I'm your mother. I'm your father. That's it.
Literally, black and white. That's it.
Were your parents like that?
Very much so.
Did you ever try to kind of befriend your dad? Did you ever cross that line where
No.
your dad had to tell you like,
No.
"Hey,
No,
we're
no.
not friends"?
And I'm still lucky. I still have both my parents, and I'll call my mom for advice. Mom, how should I see this? Like I'll ask my mom for things like relationship advice, house advice. So it's like my dad was a contractor. Hey, Dad, I knew I grew up with doing this, but how do I fix this cabinet? I'm not seeing how I should fix it. And he's like, look at it like this, mijo, and then this, and then look at it like that, and just I'm like, okay, I got it. I see it now. I see it. You know, like
Right.
and just stuff like that. Or Mom, how do I approach this? Or I had this meeting, and you don't know anything about the stand-up comedy business.
Right.
Hey, Mom, but I'm going to a meeting. And what was my mom saying? I'm going to light a candle for you.
Oh, see,
That's
that's what we do.
and sometimes like Mom light and my sisters and I became kind of dependent on that. And then my sister's partners also became dependent on, hey, I got this big thing. Can you tell your mom to light a candle for me?
Oh wow, dude, that's awesome. That means that most of the time it worked, or else you guys wouldn't be saying it.
Because it's hard to disprove. Like that's the thing. I can't prove that it worked, but I can't prove that it didn't work either. Because I did get the gig, or I did lock down this, or
Right.
you know, green is money. So if you're going for a job, that's the green candle. Red is love. So if you're going for love, or if something's going on, you're on the rocks, I'm gonna light the red candle for you. White is just peace. Like if you just basically anything else you need, that's the white one.
That's beautiful, bro. I didn't even know color coordination. I'm gonna get them now. I think I like the idea. I like the idea of it. Except, of course, Amy would definitely make sure that they're scented. Which I don't know if were those scented.
Now we're talking an extra 20 cents a candle, buddy. And
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
but
you
it does it take away from the magic?
And then also, like, depending on your belief, do you want the Jesus one? Do you want the Saint Michael one? Do you want the Virgen de Guadalupe? Like, what are you asking for? Because a lot of them now, they have the prayers on the back.
Yeah.
And they have the prayers in English and Spanish.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
I did. I took the Virgen de Guadalupe candle that my mom had given me when the whole thing. When I went to, I was all happy, and I lit the candle and I left it at church. Because at church you could just light the candles that
You
are
can
there.
just light the candle. But no, luckily they have them in the local grocery store or in the Mexican market. And so I'll buy a half a dozen at a time, and I'll just leave it on. Leave one on.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Number 3 that the teacher said to parents: your kid is not always being victimized. A lot of times your child instigated the issues I'm calling about. Your kid isn't perfect, and that's not because you're failing as a parent. You just need to be willing to have boundaries and work with your teachers for them to grow up as a good person. That's 100%, bro. We talked about this, bro. What did you do? Like, what did you do?
Once you get to a point, I remember being a kid, once you learn how to manipulate, and you don't even know the word manipulation, but
Yeah.
Like, Mom said no.
Right,
Let me ask Dad.
right,
Well, what did your mom said?
right,
Well, Mom said yes as long as you say yes.
Right.
Well, if Mom said yes, so okay, guys, I'll see you later.
right,
And,
right,
and,
right,
I'll deal with the consequences later, but
Right.
I got out today.
right.
And it's just stuff like, and I think the same thing applies to teachers and parents. Once the kids know what they can get away with, and that's what sucks, is the kids start learning what they can get away with.
But once you back your kid, right, in a situation like that with a teacher, right, once it's the teacher's fault, you're home free.
Yeah.
Like when I was going to school, dude, if my dad got a phone call, or my mom, but my dad especially, in the middle of his workday from my school, bro, I remember one time I was 10 at Escuela San Isidro. I was going to Catholic school in Honduras, bro. And it wasn't me, right? It wasn't me. But I didn't want to rat out my friend. And so they said, you better tell us. And I was like, I didn't really see it. And they're like, okay, we're going to call your dad. Bro, she turned around and I just, no, por favor. I'm sorry, okay? It was Mario. Don't call my, don't call my, dude, it was like our version of a panic attack.
Yeah.
That was my version of a panic attack.
But because you saw consequences for your actions.
Yes.
Panic attacks there's nothing there.
Right.
There's nothing there. There was a very physical, real thing you saw. I'm going to call your dad. You already know the potential consequences with that fucking phone call.
Dude, in my head, when he said, so I have to leave work and not get paid, so I'm not making money after, dude, just that. Whatever comes after that it's life-changing, bro. If this is going to be it's not just going to be an ass whooping. It's going to be an ass whipping with a punishment of extreme proportions. Yeah. Because part of it is I lost the money. Part of it is and the embarrassment. And you're going to embarrass me? You're going to embarrass me in my job where I'm trying to get a promotion and be the foreman. But I wouldn't give myself the goddamn promotion. Because if you can't handle your own fucking family, you think you're going to handle Dude, this is going on in my head because I know my dad. He's already talked to me like this shit before. I'm sorry, Mario. Yeah. But, and then they called Mario's dad. And dude, the next day, bro, he came to school the next day, bro. And in Honduras at that time, it wasn't like if you showed up with bruises, they're going to call Child Protective Service. The face you fucking made is just perfect.
What happened? A goat hit my face. Again.
No. Oh, no. They would say, like, you would go, if we would show up, like, with, anything on our knuckles or, something on our back or whatever, or, the nuns would be like, so do you need to go do penance? What the fuck? Penance? I already got my ass beat. We're good here. Yeah, we're fine. It was like, they almost like, so what, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué hiciste? What did you do? But that's something that today, I used to do it. I used to do a joke about that where I was like, in my day, and this is true. Oh, here's one. One time these kids were making fun of me, and I was the fastest kid in the neighborhood. And my dad was outside. And I go, if I punch one of these kids, I'll make it to my dad before they can catch me, for sure. Right?
Ooh.
So there's 3 kids. And they just pushed it. And I told him, I go, dude, say that again. I'm punch you in the face. And he said it, and boom, I punched him. And, dude, I ran, bro. Made it to my dad. They get close, and my dad goes, ¿Qué pasó? And he goes, he punched me in the face. And my dad goes, oh, I was watching. And he grabs me, turns me around, and shoves me into the 3 guys and goes, you started it. You better fucking finish it. And then they looked at me like, oh, shit, we can fight. And then my dad said, just one at a time. And I fought all 3 dudes. Dude, I fought one and then kicked his butt, then fought the other one and kicked his butt, fought the other one, kicked his butt. Thank God. And the only reason, bro, because I'm not a fighter, was never even a good fighter. I mean, we took some classes, karate classes when I was a kid. But because I knew that if I got my ass beat, my dad was going to kick my ass for getting my ass beat. Because that was the rule. If I find out that you got into a fight, I'm going to kick your ass. And if I find out that you lost that fight, I'm going to kick your ass twice. That was the rule in the house.
So luckily that motivation led you to a 3-0 amateur record.
Never fought again, though. Hung it up. Never hit anybody.
Retired, hung up the gloves.
Retired the gloves, bro.
3-0.
Never had a fight again. Never threw a punch again. Never got punched again. Never got a fight again. I think that's when I kind of, like, realized that, when my dad didn't have my back in that moment the way I thought, I just went, man, I'm on my own in these moments. Why didn't I just walk away? And then I just started thinking non-physically. That was the moment in my life as a kid. And I must have been somewhere between 6 and 8. But that's kind of when I started to become a critical thinker. That's kind of when
But what if your dad was doing the critical thinking? What if? I'm just throwing something out of left field. What if he saw that and he needed you to fight then and there because your dad was there to protect you during the fight because the fight there ended there? If you go inside or dad protected you, you go inside. Guess what? Those 3 kids are still around tomorrow.
Right.
And they're just chumming the waters, just waiting for you. But your dad was in a position to watch out, okay, just one at a time,
right,
as opposed to all 3 fuckers beating on you at the same time.
Exactly.
I think there's a level of protection that your dad accomplished there.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, he did protect me in the big way.
Did you have problems with these kids the day after or the weeks after?
No, because my dad was like, okay, he didn't let it go too far. You know, he broke it up and was like,
so
okay,
he had control. So it was a controlled environment.
Yeah, it was a controlled environment. And then he told them, okay, you got your punches in. Everybody's fine. You guys shake hands. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. And then you know, after it was like, well, what did they say? You know, what was it that they said? And I don't even remember. I think it was something about my mom or something like that that triggered me. And my dad was like, well, you don't have to fight. Why would you fight? Who cares what they said?
Their words.
Is your mom a big fat puta? Mm-hmm. I go, no. Then who gives a shit? I was like, oh, okay. Well, fuck. You know, so I think that was a moment in my life when I started to kind of really process information and kind of think before I act, not just to behave. But it was all born from a moment where my dad made me look at the world through a lens of, again, consequences. He didn't kick my ass, but he also was like, dude, when you're wrong, I'm not going to be there for you in that way. But he was there for me in the way that you said.
Yeah, he saw a bigger picture that you didn't see.
I'm just really right now coming to terms with like, holy fuck, that was such a pivotal moment, because what I took from it at the time, like on a very conscious level, was, holy shit, my dad doesn't have my back when I'm wrong, right? But also, I think subconsciously, you're right. He had my back at that moment to make sure that I learned the lesson, but that I wasn't hurt. Yes. Right? Yeah. That I wasn't like, that the consequences were proportionate.
Yes.
Dude. That's fucking hot. I never really seen it that way before.
I'm really fucking smart, bro.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, whatever. And boundaries. That's another thing, bro. Boundaries. Like, I see the way kids behave in restaurants today.
Yeah.
Bro, they just no respect. Talk to to call their parents by their names. Mm-hmm. Like, not even mom or dad. Like, Jessica. I'm like, who?
I'm your fucking mom.
Calling their aunts. Like, dude, my kids say Molly, right? She's the only one that has a nickname that they're allowed to call her that. They call her Tamale. But there's a reason.
Man, it's a great story. I love the story. That's
your tia, Molly. She's my tamale? All right, that's going to stick.
That's going to stick.
I mean, the minute it came out of Lucas's mouth, we all just went, that's tamale.
That's sticking.
That's going to be there. Tia Molly's tamale. That's what it is. But it's still tia. You know, the boundaries that are not set, that we can do anything. It's my life. It's like, no. Because I told Lucas, I go, dude, I don't know if you know, but there's a law that if you commit a crime and there's property damage, I, as your father, am responsible. I got to pay that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a law that if you commit a crime, I might be liable for that crime, for not stopping you from doing that. And I told him, I just want you to know that if push comes to shove, I'm not going to jail. for some shit that you do.
Yeah.
I'm going to jail for beating the fuck out of you before you do that stupid shit. Just understand that.
Great.
Because I wanted him to know.
One thing that it's funny that you mentioned restaurants and the way people treat servers and waiters and bartenders blows my fucking mind.
The level of disrespect?
The level of disrespect that's shown, and that's taught. So I'm witnessing.
You're witnessing the kids who are growing up now, who grew up with no boundaries.
And this is how we treat, because these people in their, it's like I believe everybody should work in some sort of food service at some point in your life. In your teen years, great. You work at McDonald's, but to see how but see how people get treated. Mm-hmm. Like you are less of a person because you work at a restaurant blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I was a dishwasher at a pizza place, and I was like,
I was a dishwasher at a pizza place too.
You know, and just to see, and then I was a bartender at Dave and Buster's. You know, when I was just trying to barely starting in comedy.
Right.
And just the audacity of, hey, I've been here for 5 minutes. Well, that person's been here for 10. I don't give a fuck about that person. I've been here.
Right.
And just you fucked this up.
Right.
This is cold.
Right.
This is I ordered medium. This is medium well.
Jeez.
Just that.
But that's again boundaries.
Yes.
Listen, mom made that food. Eat it. You're not always gonna eat delicious shit. All right. This is not the way the world works. So those boundaries, you're right. Those kids are now coming of age,
and they're taught.
Well, of course they're taught.
They're taught disrespect. They're taught racism. There's so many things that are taught that are never going to be fixed unless the kids themselves realize, hey, I don't think what mom and dad are doing right. And how many of those kids are really out there?
Well, it's what you said. Hopefully. But, dude, even in the jobs now, right? Now all of a sudden, you know, you're not a cook. You're a chef. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden...
No, chef is an earned...
You're a barista. You know what I mean? Even in the jobs that they do, we still fucking find a way to coddle them.
Yeah.
We still find a way to like, Dad, I do coffee for... oh, you're a barista. Oh, okay. Like, even in that respect, like, dude, you do this job. It'll show you some humility, and it'll show you how not to treat people because you're gonna get treated like shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the best tippers are people that are in the industry.
Have been in the industry.
Best tippers. They know. Those people never tip less than 20%. And even more, right?
Yes.
Because they know what it's like. They'll walk over there and go, no, she looks really busy.
They know if they've gone above and beyond. They know if there's a kid that's just been crumbling crackers on their little table that they're going to have to clean this table before this table gets used. They get that. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to throw you more because I know what's about to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. All right. If one or more, especially more, teachers are taking time to email home, the teachers are not the problem. Your child is. Well, that's true. If a teacher is actually, saying, hey, sending an email, telling you whatever's going on with your kid, they care.
Absolutely.
Because all these people, I hear so many people, teachers don't even care. First of all, that's not the case. They don't have power. They can't do shit. The only consequence that a teacher can give a kid is give them a shitty grade, which is what they deserve anyway, right? And what other consequence would there be? Go to the principal's office. That's actually a reward. Today.
And they're rated on standings by how many kids make it to the next grade. That's how they get funding. People forget that shit, the behind the scenes on how the schools get funded in the fucking first place. These kids need to pass. Is there any way we can just push them to the next grade?
But it's not their fault, though, right?
It's not the teacher's fault. It is not the teacher's fault. And I'm sure I know I would be this kind of parent. I would want to have that open line of communication with my kid's parent. What can I do better? I'm not putting all this stress on you. You got 30 fucking kids to deal with. Let me take some of that weight off of you.
Yeah, I would. It's like your dad. You're sorry about your dad, where your dad would be like, "What could I do to help you?
What can I do
to help you?" Because you're spending more time with teachers sometimes than with your parents.
Yes,
on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Right. So especially if your parent works, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. So whether you like it or not, because there's all these parents, your job is not to raise my kid. I'm sorry, but it's a de facto job.
Yeah.
Not the job I took.
Yeah.
But then parents don't give, I mean, other than if they smacked my kid, I would say like,
But teachers don't do that.
They don't do
teachers
that.
don't do that.
But if they punish my kid or told him to go outside or whatever, and my kid was like, and I wasn't allowed to play, I'd be like, well, what did you do? Nothing. Bullshit.
That's not why how this happens. Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yesterday, you did nothing. You know how I know that? Because you didn't get punished. Today, you did. So what did you do? But when that happens with me, see, here's my adjustment. Even though I'm a little pissed, I get calm, right? I get calm at those moments because I don't want them to feel like I'm out of control. Like this is an emotional thing.
Yeah.
Like, because when my mom would hit me, she was pissed. Like there was this rage, and granted, I'm number 17, the poor woman, I get it. But there was just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, fuck. Did you see mom's face? No. Shit. We knew. So I don't want my kids to feel like this is coming from an angry place from me.
Yeah.
What I want them to understand is, because this is what I tell my kids, I'm never going to punish you, but I am going to teach you lessons. And those lessons might feel like a punishment, but they're not. It's just so that you understand and grasp the concept of the lesson. Once you stop doing that behavior, lesson learned, then the consequence will not happen.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. If you're supposed to make your bed every day before you leave, if it's not made, it's not a punishment. I'm just going to do something, take something away from you so that you learn the consequence of doing this. Because it starts with little things, right? It's so funny that my dad used to tell me, mijo, everything starts with something little. You get up every day in the morning and you brush your teeth. It's not a big deal, but you brush your teeth. And then every day you brush your teeth. And then when you go to sleep, you brush your teeth. And then it becomes a part of your life. And now I'm in the middle of this book called Atomic Habits. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yes.
But that's basically what it is. Like my dad was teaching me Atomic Habits when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But my dad wasn't angry when he punished me. He was never mad. So he was the balance. My mom was like, este cabrón. Yeah. And my dad would be like, mijo, you know what's going to happen. Go get the belt. It's like, fuck. You know what I mean? Go get the rope.
Yeah.
It wasn't. So with my kids, I'm not angry about it. But I definitely make a point to say, like, no. People don't just make fun of you for no reason. That's not the way it works.
Right.
You've been going to this school for how long? And all of a sudden today, they all start picking on you for some. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
What happened? Well, I mean, earlier, right, we were playing, and then I hit Jessica in the face with the ball. But I mean, I didn't mean to, Dad. Lucas.
You didn't?
Did you really not mean to hit her in the face? Well, I mean, she kind of hit me in the. Okay, so little by little, right. Little by little, dude, you're just getting, and then you let him know, like, look, this is what my dad taught me. Hey, I got your back when I got your back, but I don't have your back just because. It's not that way. Yeah, I agree. I think teacher. And, oh my God. The average teacher, I saw this the other day, spends $280 something. The average teacher per semester buying shit for kids.
Of their own money.
For the kid that shows up that they know is poor, that didn't have a pen.
Yeah.
Or didn't have a pencil. They here's your extra pen, here's your extra pencil. Out of their own money. Yeah. And yet, these fucking parents don't trust the word of that teacher. That's the teacher that cared so much about your child that they did your fucking job.
Yeah.
But now that they're telling you your kid is doing, and they need your help. That's basically what they're doing, right? That parent-teacher conference meeting is like, look, your kid is smarter than this. Help me help your child.
Yeah.
That's literally what they're saying. And these fucking parents are like, maybe you don't know how to do your job.
Do your job.
Fucking parents. Here's it. Number 5, you're their first teacher. It's your job to raise them to be functional adults. 100%. It's your job to regulate your emotions. Just what we talked about, while teaching them how to regulate their emotions. It's exactly what we're talking about, right? That's the one thing I would say that my parents were bad at. The emotional part, because like I said, when my mom got mad, we knew she was gonna find a reason to kick our asses.
Yeah.
But it was emotional, and it was out of control, and there's a level of, I can't say disrespect, but how about I say this? When it comes to discipline and when it comes to me looking back, I have much more respect for my father and the way he did it than my mother. Not that I disrespect it, but just because the way he comported himself, the way he was when he spoke to us, it literally was like, this doesn't bring me any joy to do this to you. I just have to because I'm your dad. Like, it's my job.
Yeah.
With my mother, it was almost like, okay, go ahead and purge all the shit you're dealing with on my back.
Yeah.
But with my dad, it was different. So I'm more like him, definitely. But yeah, we definitely follow through with consequences. Definitely. Punishment is okay. Of course it is. Like, this is almost like A, B, C,
Yeah,
D, right?
Are we really learning anything here?
We're not. But this shit is written because parents today require this.
Yeah.
Imagine 25 to 35-year-olds right now, how they grew up with kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the age.
Yeah.
Those kids are having kids. I mean, to me, a 25-year-old, looking back, I know when I was 25, I was like, oh man, I'm a man. Oof. Now I see a 25-year-old as a kid.
Now they're even lesser than what we were, in my opinion, because again, we had consequences. These new kids.
We
don't.
grew up faster than they did. They grew up slower. So at their age, they're even more immature than we were at their age.
Yeah, they're still kids.
Right. Kids need rules and consequences. Yeah. If the rules are broken, yeah. It's not making you a bad parent. It's teaching your child that the word no is okay. That's a big one, bro. I was talking to a general at one of the bases, and he was telling me that one of the biggest issues that they have in the Air Force is all these young recruits have never, ever been told, no, you can't have that, or you can't do that, or you can't. You know what I mean? Like, my mom pissed me off the other day because I was going to the store, and Nicholas says, I want to go, Dad. And I'm like, Nicholas, I literally have to go buy one thing. I'm going to run in and run back out. I'm not buying you anything. So you can come with me to be with me.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying you anything.
Uh-huh.
I want you to know that this isn't oh, Dad, look. Oh, Dad, check it out.
Not one of those trips.
It's not one of those trips.
You can win big just by playing this game.
Really?
Test your skills.
Wow.
What you
Look
do
at that
there, buddy?
shit. Man, look at that. I'm going to win big. Nice.
And with that,
And with that crap. Anyway, it hit me because I think that we wanted to not be our parents so bad that we didn't give them credit for the job that they did.
oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Right? That's the takeaway for me from this.
Yeah.
I pretty quickly learned, because of all my nieces, nephews, and all that, pretty quickly learned that parenting is hard and there's a difference. Because once my parents became grandparents, and because I'm one of the youngest. So that when I was born, my parents were already grandparents. When I saw the difference between the way they behaved as parents and the way they behaved as,
I see.
it made me go, oh, they have this love. They just can't be that to me. So the other day, I'll finish the story. My mom's there. My mom goes, oh, mijo, I have to get something really quick at the store too. I said, do you want me to get it for you? And she goes, no, I know where it is. I know it's down. It's right by where you're going to get your thing. Okay, let's go. So we go. And of course, he's like, Pita, can I have this? And I looked at my mom like, don't fucking do it. I told him he can't have anything. Mijo, I already raised you. I used to be you, mijo. My job is to give him whatever he wants, whenever he wants it, if I could afford it, because I'm going to die soon, mijo. I go, but now he's going to fucking think, I know, and that's your job. And she just walked away, bro.
That's not my problem.
Oh, my God. I was like, you motherfucker. And, dude, I see the look on his face like he won. Because he manipulated. He got exactly what he wanted, bro. He knew already what he wanted. He knew the aisle that it was on. He got it. And they're little bullshit in cahoots. Yeah. And I'm just stewing, bro, because I'm like, there's nothing. I can't take it away from him.
It's like your kid's like, I figured out. I manipulated the system, Dad.
Bro, I felt so goddamn helpless. You know what I mean? And it was like you're saying, like he was just giving me the finger with a smile, like, hey, Dad, who can't get anything, Dad? Huh? Who can't buy anything, Dad? Oh, me. Look who has a toy. Look who's and I'm just looking at my mom like, look at what you did. And my mom's looking at me like, oh, all the shit you put me through. Oh.
I wonder if your mom even needed anything from the store. She just heard the conversation. She's like, you know what? Who needs something? I need something.
Probably because later on, when we were playing Uno, she's telling everybody the story, laughing her ass off, telling everybody. Because this is her opportunity to tell everybody all the shit I did wrong. Oh, because when he was this age, did I have told you that story before? No? Oh, well, let me tell you. And I'm just like, Jesus, is this day gonna fucking end? But it taught me, I mean, seeing it back in the day, that being a parent is a job. I can't wait to be a grandparent, dude. I can't wait to love a kid and just love them.
With eliminating the discipline part out.
Eliminating the part where I got to discipline them, teach them lessons, be a dad, pretend that shit's not funny when it really is, but I can't laugh because all the parenting stuff that goes into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to being my mom now because I know that it's a job. And I guess the takeaway from this episode is, if you have kids, it's a job. And you can do a good job or a bad job. But it's a job. And it's a job that it's thankless until they're adults and they're on their own. And it's the end of the song. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, my boy was just like me. That's that moment. You know what I mean? I tear up just that moment. I tear up thinking about that because that was a moment for my dad. When my dad saw me on TV and he was like, you got this. It was a moment when I saw Lucas there finding his groove. And those are the paybacks that you get. But up until then, it's a lot of phone calls, a lot of, you heard me call him and just check up on him just to see if he was okay. You feeling okay? I mean, it's a job. And we're not doing a good job. And the consequences are a generation of kids that are entitled, that believe the world should be perfect, that have no idea how to deal with the ups and downs, that have had panic attacks about inconsequential shit because they've never really dealt with the world. Teachers having to deal with your fucking kids and their bullshit and you not supporting them.
We got to get better at this, guys. We got to get better at this. Anyway, peace. It's the end of this episode. Bye.
See ya.